Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Curse of Strahd. Aaron, can you please start recap?
Oh boy, here we go. Yes, I can. So we first left off with Arthos and Noman coming back from the Abbey. Uh, for the abbot and his creepy ass little mongrel folk were still there. We had a little chit chat, came back to town. Preston and Thend decided to go together. They as they were leaving, they were going to see. They saw a group converging at the end of the street. Somebody was in hysterics. I think it was the burgomaster's wife, Anna Kreskov. Talk about her children's bodies going missing. Those two decide to investigate. Preston starts asking like a whole line of questions. Um, One girl in particular gets called out, Calla Stonemere. They believe she was stealing the bodies because she claimed to be a necromancer and dealing with necromancy. Um, Preston tells Sten not to let the mob stone her to death while he goes to question Milia, the bartender, um, who confesses that Calla was tending to Engel. Um, as Preston goes inside the bar, Arthos and Noman meet up, try to talk to him, get very rudely told to shut up. Uh, Follow him back out. We kind of fill him in on what was going on about how Arthos was the one moving the bodies because the abbot was the one taking it. Um, then we all go back to the mob to see if we can't keep them from killing somebody innocent. While we were at the bar, we heard something that we haven't heard since we got to Barovia, which was actual music. Um, well, no, the Vistani did play music, but they were the only ones. Everywhere else has been kind of eerie quiet. And that was when we first met Eros, the Bard. As we all left to go towards the mob, Eros decided to follow. We returned back to the cemetery to find Thend and Calla had been cornered on a broken gazebo that was kind of out on the water. Uh, we all um, vouch for Calla, dropped the information that the abbot was the one taking the bodies. Um, Eros did some wonderful talking and managed to convince several of them in the crowd. Um, at the end of it, Calla leaves with Dmitri Krezkov. Everyone kind of breaks up. Preston decides to go to the edge of the water, fills up the vial because it's the information was out that the lake is technically holy water. Preston gets the vials, feels something brush up on his hand, tells us that he's not crazy and that he felt it. A couple of spells were cast, like True Sight, Divine Sense, just to see that there was something in the water. After a little deliberation, decided that the only way to really see it was to let somebody get possessed. Um, but just before that, Eros actually jumped into the water. The spell was cast from protection from evil and good, so he wouldn't get possessed. Um, did verify that there was something in the water. Came back out. Preston decided to get possessed because it was the only way to see or figure out or whatever it was that was in the water. Kind of goes into like this almost underwater scene vision. Sees a statue, hugs a statue with there. Tell me what the abbot did to you. Um, Meets I think it was a blonde haired, very attractive man. Turned out to be Strahd's brother, and that is his ghost that is inhabiting like this lake. Um, Also made the mention that the abbot was not working for the Morning Lord. He was working for something else who thought he was working for the Morning Lord. Um, Tells him we need to get Irina here um, so she could get into the lake and meet and talk with him. They finish up their conversation, come back out. Preston informs us kind of like what happened and who's in the lake. Uh, Afterwards, we kind of decide some of the things that we need to do. We need to go to the winery. We need to go burn the tree. Um, we need to try to send somebody to get Irina up here. So we start to leave the town. Before we split up the groups, sending was cast, one to Wilhelm, the other one to, oh god, I only met him once. What was his name?
Knox.
Knox. Thank you. One to Wilhelm, one to Knox. Knox let slip that Wilhelm is taking Irina to Strahd. So everyone kind of freaks out. We deliberate for a little bit, try to figure out what we're doing. Arthur summons an undead Pegasus as a mount. Isaac can sprout his wings, and we kind of decided who was going to go, who was going to stay, and everyone decided to go back to Valaki to try to catch Wilhelm, except for Thind, who decided that that's not something he wanted to mess with and stayed in the town. Arthos' mount was faster, and he took with him Eros, who was polymorph, and Preston on the back. They get to Valaki. They meet the I always forget their name. They're the Were Ravens from before. That was the owner of the bar. She verifies that Wilhelm took Irina and the rest of the group that was left with him and headed out towards Strahd's castle, but said he was heading back towards Kresik. So we left there, rushed to Strahd's castle. Not Preston. Isa and Noman caught up, got the same information, was about half hour behind Arthos and the rest of them. They get to Strahd's castle, meet Strahd's butler, who's an asshole, who basically told us that Wilhelm traded Irina for freedom so we could all leave. Then there were some discussions. The Zone of Truth was cast. Preston had started asking some questions about a key, some kind of archive key, and then used a ring to turn back time by 5 minutes, and no one remembers any of the questions asked except for Preston himself. And that, I think, was where we left off.
And that is exactly where we left off. Give yourself 2 points of luck points, please.
Woo.
So, you guys have ended up, or you guys are at the end of this argument with Isa currently holding Rahadin by the collar of his clothes. His just indifference towards the situation itself. You can hear the screaming inside the home.
Arthos is gonna look because I think Zone of Truth is still up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Arthos is gonna look to Gnome and then kind of back at the group and back at Rahadin. So Rahadin, let me get this straight. Wilhelm essentially paid us for passage to leave Barovia. And he's just gonna gesture back to the screaming.
And Rahadin nods. Yes.
See, Rahadin, if you weren't such an asshole, we would have gotten that the first time. You could have been a little more clear. But let me thank you for the truth. He's gonna look at Noman and Isa like, I don't really see any reason to stay.
You can't be serious.
I'm entirely serious. Besides, aren't you concerned for your daughter? Wilhelm took her out of Barovia, so why are you so keen to stay?
And Isaac's going, he's silent, but he's giving you that, like, fuck you shit-eating asshole kind of look. And he'll, like, hesitantly let Rahadin go.
See, Rahadin, you came across as just telling us to leave the castle. You didn't make it clear that we could leave Barovia, but now that that's cleared up, he's gonna look at everybody else like, I guess we just bid you a good day.
Not quite.
Oh,
I'd like to have a little chat with the big man first. Strahd taking guests, Rahadin.
Not at the moment. You can try perhaps in the next hour or so if you would like to sit and wait for him.
Well, if you lot are leaving, I don't mind sticking around. Got a little something I need to ask. Plus, it would be nice to, have an actual conversation with him. Met him, once. Seems like a decent enough guy.
cue the
We could,
screaming in the background.
Yeah, if you ignore the screaming, of course.
Arthos is gonna look over to Noman and Arrows, standing a little further away. Neither one of you have voiced your opinion.
Would be nice to finally get out of here.
I mean, if you're allowing me to come with you, I certainly would not mind leaving.
Was a bit curious about some of those loose threats, but there are other things that we need to address as well.
Yeah, things that are not in Barovia.
I really don't like it here. No offense, Mr. Rahadin. It is not my favorite place.
Well, that's three of us. Isa.
Let's get back to Aes'Taldon.
Well, he's going to turn to look at Preston. Are you sure that you would want to stay?
Oh, come on, sit around for an hour. Have a little chat with the big man, then get my own ride out of here. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Rahadin, there's no time limit on allowing us to leave, correct?
No, you're free to leave whenever you wish.
Preston, you've helped us enough. I can spare an hour if everyone else is up for it.
That'll be fine.
I don't know if that's a good idea. But if you want to stick around, be my guest.
Fine.
Was a bit of a flight.
I can imagine Novan still somewhat panting.
He's straightened up.
Oh, so he's doing that like heavy breathing where you make it to the top of the stairs and you try to control your breathing because you don't want people to know you're out of shape.
Yeah. Don't call me out like that.
Ah, I see. Aaron, you speak from experience, I see.
Yes, I do. I live on the 3rd floor. Sucks.
Oh, God.
While you're all having this discussion and deciding on when you're going to be leaving, you do hear the sound of hooves in the distance. And you see a figure riding closer. The horse itself, from what you can tell, is white. But the closer it gets, you see that it is skeletal. Just a full skeletal. No meat or nothing. And you see Thend kind of clutching onto its neck bone.
Were you guys really not gonna come back?
How did you make it here?
I didn't think
What-
you would actually leave me. I thought you'd at least, give me a moment.
So it's my understanding you were going to stay behind anyways. But now that you're here.
Well, I didn't think it would be best for me to stay behind while you ran off to take care of this. I mean, I'm asking you to
Oh.
help me solve my troubles. Obviously.
How did you get back?
And where did you get that horse?
Oh, did that necromancer lady get it for you?
Yeah.
Kinda. I had a feeling she seems like a good soul.
Yeah, it was. It was more of a thank you for the whole keeping the village from killing her kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can't imagine things will go well in that place much longer.
Yeah, I was wanting to know if you've maybe solved your problems. Things, as you say, they're probably not going to go well there, and I'm hoping we could take care of it before we move on to the winery.
Was a bit of a curiosity.
Come to think of it, Thend, you're from Aes'Taldon, yes?
Yeah, I'm from Aes'Taldon.
That's what I thought. Well, he's gonna like side glance to Rahadin and look back at Thend. I'd say you're welcome to join us because we do have permission to leave.
Wait, we have
Barovia, yes.
we can leave?
Mm-hmm.
On a carriage of some sort, I'm assuming.
Like now?
Well, we were just deliberating that, maybe waiting an hour until Strahd's ready to receive visitors and Preston can take care of what he needs to, or if he wishes to just stay behind, we could leave now.
Well, here's the thing, lads. I have a feeling I'm not going where you're going.
Oh, you don't want to keep hanging out with us?
But what about Krezik? You just gonna leave it as is? I mean, didn't this one, and he kind of points over to Isa, didn't he want to do something about, the people there? Try to help out?
Isaac definitely has like a very conflicted look on his face.
I mean, you guys kind of changed your mind pretty quick, but I mean, it makes sense. I mean, your goal was to go home, and they have it hanging in front of you like a dog with a bone, so. Well, what you choose to do, I guess I'll tag along. I don't want to be left behind here. I just didn't want to leave any loose ends.
Can't say that I'd be very enthused about flying all the way back over there.
But you are a very good flyer, and I touch you and give you bardic inspiration.
Oh,
It's only 10 minutes, but take it.
thank you.
Rahadin kind of raises a brow. Why did you all fly here? The carriage has been provided for you all.
There was a carriage?
Oh.
Yes.
Arthos is gonna look over to the flying Pegasus and back to Rahadin. Like, not even say anything, just kind of look at the Pegasus and look back at him like... It's not like it was stressful for me.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure Wilhelm took the carriage.
I remember us flying past it. The skeletal guy. The driver.
We've seen that carriage out and about. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it. I didn't think anything of it.
There's also a bit of a language barrier and, distance from when flying over ahead of it.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I don't speak bones.
Neither do I. Well, I, for one, have no ties to this place. My entire goal was to leave here. I don't particularly... No offense to any who do. I don't particularly care about Krezik.
I mean, if I think about it, the bartender did say she didn't want me to come back, so
See, there's that.
Well,
I
there you
mean,
have it.
in that case, I'm just following what she said.
Since they don't leave the town, they could just believe that we died trying to, save them. Or something. I don't think they thought that we were going to save them. We will be missing the resurrection, though.
Well, that would have been interesting to see. It's not enough for me to want to stay here. Is there another carriage sitting around?
Yeah, you guys literally walk right past it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Arthas is going to start heading to the carriage. Well, Preston, if you want to stay, I wish you luck. I hope you find it, whatever it is that you are looking for.
Preston's staying behind?
We've been through this, yes. I'm staying behind. I'm gonna try and get an audience with Strahd. I'm gonna talk to him about a few little things, and then I'm gonna be off.
I mean, okay then. Best of luck to you. He's gonna turn around and follow Arthos.
He's gonna make it to the carriage and then turn around and look at the other three. They're still kind of lingering.
Isa will reluctantly follow Arthos.
Eris is going to walk up to Preston. I appreciate your kindness, but I really would like to not stay here anymore. And he puts... Oh, can I do this? Something else? Oh, no, I can't. Never mind.
Gives you a nice pat on the shoulder.
Oh,
Good luck, guy.
wait.
Hey, buddy.
You know what? I can upcast
Your
it.
best.
Good luck. Don't anybody has a
Good
fraud.
luck. I tried to cast the invisibility on you, but it's only for me. Sorry.
He does say
I just give you a nice little pat. You got this. No, I'll cast. I'll cast True Seeing at 7th level.
Oh, damn.
I'll upcast it.
As you are kind of like awkwardly trying to figure out what to gift Preston. And the others are making their way towards the carriage. The screaming has stopped at this point. The door swings open a little more. You see Strahd walking out, cleaning his hands. You could see that the handkerchief has a bit of blood on it. There's some blood on his collar. You're all leaving.
Well, yes.
most
that
of them.
was the deal. Except for him.
Mm.
I
Yes.
want to have a little chat with you.
Lovely.
When you're proper, of course. You've got a little bit of red on you.
I had to catch my dinner. It's no worries. The rest of you, good luck where you're going. And he looks towards you, Preston. If you'll follow me, please.
Yeah, he follows.
And was never seen again.
Can I try to cast Prestidigitation on Strahd as he's leaving to clean him up?
Make sure.
You're gross. Yeah.
You've got the little, and I cast Prestidigitation to sparkle him a little bit.
Oh no. Barkling the vampire.
Slowly back up. Follow into the carriage.
And the rest of you are making your way in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you see Preston stepping into Strahd's castle, the door closing. The carriage door opens. You all step in, and once you're all comfortable, you see the Vistani boy take the seat, the front seat, and clicks, and the horse begins to ride off. Strahd's castle getting smaller in the distance the further you go. And he leads you back the way that you came. You pass through Barovia, and you can see the people miserable. People weeping. You can hear pies for sale. Pies for sale.
Mm.
And you hear weeping. People throwing children out into the streets. You leave the town itself. You pass through the Vistani camp. You see the Vistani kind of watching you all. Madame Eva steps out of the carriage, her arms crossed, and she just kind of shakes her head. Makes her way back inside. And then you guys are swallowed up by the fog. As the fog begins to clear, you notice that you guys are no longer riding in a carriage, but you're walking. You're stepping out from dense fog into an area that is still shrouded in fog itself. Everything here looks equally miserable to Barovia itself. People wandering, buildings in disrepair, some of them smoking as if they had only recently caught fire. And everybody looking at you, their eyes sunken, dark, emaciated. And you see a very large home, or what used to be, near the center of town. You can see that this home too is destroyed. And outside of it, next to a tree, you see two figures. One of them, their back is turned towards you. Long black hair. Dark purple clothes. Somebody standing next to them, you see very large, bulky. Can't see their face either, but you know this person's stance and the axe that they carry. You realize that it's Kartog. You would assume the person that he's standing beside is more than likely Wilhelm. Arthos, as you travel with your party into the town, you notice the people immediately growing fearful of you. Everybody running off. People hiding behind barrels and closing doors and shutters for whatever building is left.
Some things never change. He's gonna say it a little bit louder because he recognizes Kartog sense like, finally, a familiar face.
I'll talk to you bloody long enough.
What did we miss?
I'm gonna send you a question, DM.
Yes.
I'm also gonna
many?
send you some other shit.
Yes.
Arthur's gonna follow up with Noman like, and where exactly are we currently?
Question to DM. How many times have I died waiting for these assholes to come back? It's been 500 years.
Really? You guys run off for 2 fucking years, and you leave me here to solve all this bullshit, and then you come back all hippity-hoppity thinking everything's fine. Everything is not fine. I've already had this word with fucking Wilhelm, who came here maybe 2 weeks before you did. I'll have you fucking know.
Years?
2 years.
Well, that's a little unexpected.
Yeah, it
DM,
was
how
unexpected
long-
for me too. I thought you'd be, what, maybe a day, a week? I've been on my ones for 2 fucking years. The only company I've had has been Mabanog, that fucking dragon, and the other dragon. Do you know how uncomfortable it is having nothing but a Banog, a white dragon, and a gold dragon for company?
Sounds pretty depressing if you ask me. Sorry.
A DM question: how long were we gone? Do we feel like wasn't it like a week?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Arthur's gonna look at him, just kind of shake his head like, I wasn't quite expecting that. We've only been gone a week, according to our timescale. I get the feeling we've missed a lot in 2 years.
Wilhelm stands and looks at all of you. Yes. Kartog's been catching me up. There's been... Well... The church has finally arrived. They are going through and killing anyone and everyone that they can. Lifa has built an army. She's taken over Eledheim. It's difficult to get in there. I've tried. And no such luck.
DM, does Isaac see love anywhere?
He does not.
Isaac's just going to, like, slow, unsuspectingly just walk up, or nonchalantly walk up to Wilhelm and deck him in the face. And I will try to roll to hit with an unarmed strike.
Yes, please.
Wizard punch.
Wizard.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Actually, you know what? I'll spend all of my luck points.
To make that
A 14.
Oh, that's still not high enough.
It's still not high enough?
I don't think so.
A 14 in total, like points that you're using?
No, 14 in total for the attack. I have 5 luck points.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh.
oh
Womp womp. Actually,
Whiff.
actually, how many luck points I got?
I
Are you gonna help me?
honestly can see it connecting and just Wilhelm doesn't even flinch.
Will you I'm once again asked for your support in helping me deck your fucking character.
Hold on. I'm looking down at my luck points now. I would like to spend.
2 to 1.
What's my AC again? I forgot my.
17.
Oh, I will
17?
spend. I will spend 6 points to make it a 17.
Okay.
And now I only have 10 left.
Thank you.
Teamwork. Yay.
Teamwork against my own character.
I mean-
So
Deserves it.
you all watch as Isaac kind of strolls up and immediately just lays waste to Wilhelm. Wilhelm falls. You see dirt kind of clouding around him. And he stands up. Oh, excuse you. What was that for?
You're gonna tell me where my fucking daughter is. Are you gonna tell me right now?
She's in the house. All you have to do is
Pushes-
ask.
Pushes past him to go see love.
Huh?
He just pushes past him and goes to see love.
Arthos just shakes his head at Wilhelm like, you did
He-
deserve that, Philippe. That was an asshole move.
Yes, but I paid. Oh wait, no, I
You're
can't
fine.
play.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, but I paid for your passage out.
And you couldn't have told me ahead of time?
Well, no, because I knew Isa was there, and I knew he might try to stop me.
Wow. Wow. You know what? I wish I could hit you. I wish I had multi-attack.
It was still within hearing.
You're lucky I'm not a martial class.
Arthos just shakes his head and helps Wilhelm up off the ground.
Well, you got what you
man,
came
you
for,
deserve
right?
that one.
What
Wait,
was
I
that, Kartak?
I said you got what you went there to get. No, I
Well,
do.
We did.
I do have to say I'm unhappy about the fact that you didn't bring the 2 orc women back with you.
Okay, well that
Hmm.
I already explained to you what happened with that, though.
You did, and I'm still not happy about it.
I don't know, but I mean, there's not really much we could have done. Like, they were abducted.
I think
Well,
before we got there.
yeah, I mean, no, they were. Oh God, DM, I thought they were abducted
Nope.
when we got to the town. Like, we went to the town with them, and then they got abducted at the
No,
And-
bar.
they did not go with you.
Oh,
They were
okay.
missing prior to.
And I do want to let you know
It's Isa's
that,
fault.
going off what I've heard from Wilhelm, you were all very inefficient in what you did there, and if I were there, it would have been a much quicker journey.
That is probably true.
That's not exactly how I phrased it. I phrased it as mostly, Isa slowed us down.
Oh my god.
You know
Oh.
what? You
If
know
we had
what?
just given Strahd Irina from the beginning, he would have helped us find everybody. But
You know
no,
what?
he's always got to be Captain Save-A-Ho.
All right, you know what? I wasn't gonna do it for you. You know what? The spell I took. Okay, I'm gonna reserve that shit for you, fucker. See what happens.
Hmm. Also, for Kartog's frame of reference, Nomen is probably still in bird form.
Is he, or would he come out of it? Because we had quite a long carriage ride to come back.
Did we?
No.
Oh.
It wasn't that long, no.
Barovia itself, you can walk it in a day. Barovia is
Well,
very small, so the ride would have probably taken you maybe 30 minutes, if that.
Honestly, I don't think Nomen's even thought about changing form yet. Like, it's just, it hasn't dawned on him at all yet.
Eros is going to slowly walk himself to Arthos and kind of lean in. So how many more of you are there? Is this like an army, a small grouping? Is there like several of you or like hundreds? Just wondering.
You mean in total? That's a good question. Kartog was in charge of some of the arcs before we left. As far as our group, this is pretty much it. He did have some orcs who had worshipped him. It's a long story. I don't know how many of those there are, or since it's been 2 years, if any of them are still alive.
Eros is gonna point to Wilhelm. Is he a worshipper of Kartos?
Kartog, and no,
Kartok,
he's
sorry.
not.
Barthos.
Oh, sorry.
Fusion ha!
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No, and he's been with us since the beginning.
Okay.
There's a lot you probably need to be filled in on. It'll come in time.
Who's the blonde guy? Who are we just picking up people from inside the closet now?
I mean, to be fair, you woke up out of a mausoleum type place and came to a mansion. So
Yeah, and then I cut a man's head off, and we were all fine and dandy since then.
well, we've apparently missed a little bit of that, but yeah.
Kartog, Eros, Kartog.
Hello.
Hello.
That's a nice axe you have.
Oh, she's a beaut, isn't she? Made it myself.
Oh, handy. Fantastic. It's kind of like just moves backward.
And Arthur's gonna point back to Thend, and that's Thend. Just recently met him, but apparently he's from Aes'Taldon.
I'm so sorry for your loss, buddy.
My loss? What do you mean, my loss?
Oh, you're from this shithole.
Trust me, it's better than Barovia.
Definitely.
Hmm.
The thing that I'm worrying about a little bit, though, is I heard something about Eldheim being taken over by someone.
Oh, yeah, no. Eladheim's bad right now.
Is it the church?
Sort of.
Instead of standing out here, why don't we go inside and you can explain what we've missed over the past 2 years?
Oh, that sounds good to me.
So
So,
you all make your way inside. You can see that the home itself is in ruins. Where you see Wilhelm standing in the center, now that you're walking around it, you do realize that it's a church. Arthos, you very easily pick up the Church of Iron symbol. The home off to the left of it is the home that you saw Isa making his way towards. Inside, you can see Love. She's walking around. You hear her kind of complaining that there's nowhere to sit. And now you realize that everything is destroyed. Inside and out. You can see what used to be a family banner. It's scorched. It looks like the place had been looted. You're even certain that you can kind of see very faint traces of blood kind of splattered everywhere. Wilhelm, as soon as Wilhelm walks in, he feels just kind of miserable, and you all can see this. His usual chipper demeanor is kind of hardened.
Is there a place to sit?
No. You literally just heard her saying there's no place to sit.
There's always the floor.
Well, yeah, I'm not about that. So, Kartog, tell us everything.
Then it's just gonna go walk over and lean back against a wall, slide down, get into a cross-leg position.
Kartog provides a 2-year lore dump.
Insert Lord Dump.
I would like to use my ability, lore dump.
So, Kartog tells you that in the 2 years, Lifa started a siege. She took over Penmill and used that to work her way over towards Eldheim. And there are no rulers there, but the nobles, she's either paid them or forced them to submit to her. Her husband, Hans, is dead. Figure out where the places are. Map.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Map. There we go.
Been a while since we've seen the map.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
What's this place?
What is Penmel?
This isn't Barovia.
So, Penmel is here. You are here in Vale. Eldheim
That's
is
what
the
I thought.
capital. She took over Penmel and made her way over to Eldheim. She has completely decimated Rothbon, Hearth Creek, Chesterton, Westmillion, Cherryton. And she's working her way across. There she has killed a lot of people. She's raised people from the dead. Soren is there beside her. They're working together to build an army of undead and of hybrids, more or less. The church is slowly starting to come in from the other side, slowly taking over from Goldcrest to Grimheller, Hymox, and Lindau. The entire north has been destroyed. Kartag's basically only place of solace, Frostfjord. The church discovered the planned attack and they went through and killed a bunch of people. The others ran off to try and nurse their wounds and fight another day. Crystal's Vale, which was once a oh, okay. Crystal's Vale, which was, as you all know, neutral territory, has basically become a meetup point for the church in the northern region. The orcs that were in Bleakcrest, a lot of them, again, were killed. Kartag did manage to save some of them, though. And he's moved them down to Bancraig. But for the most part, it's mostly everybody in every town being destroyed.
So yeah, basically everything's fucked.
That is a lot to take in.
Listen, I know I like to say I'm a one-man army, but when it comes to an actual army, she's kinda got me beat.
So if she hasn't made it this far, what's the state of this entire destroyed village? Or has it always been this way since you got here?
Yeah, have they explained where we are? Have they told us where we are, actually?
I'm going to assume he just told us that we're in Tier's Vale, but hasn't explained anything about it.
This is where I died. This is where my whole family died.
Hmm.
The land's apparently been like this since I left. Never recovered. Almost like it's stuck in time. DM, do I know why it's stuck in time?
You assume, you know.
Yeah. I think I think it was cursed. Probably by Jezebel's love for me. The I guess the easiest way to explain it would be that this is the first place I ran into the church. They came to town accusing my family of consorting with devils due to the prosperity of the land. And, well, I guess in a way, you could say it was true. They were right. It just wasn't my entire family. It was only my father. He had offered up me, or at least my fully formed soul. And Jezebel was actually the one sent to collect. And she never did. So the protection that the devil had given went away. And then the church came to town. And over years of, I guess, blaming my family for the prosperity of our town, which the local folk here wouldn't hear anything of it. Over time, they finally just came and attacked us one day. Even then, we knew the Church of Iron were a bunch of zealots, and we knew how much they hated those who weren't human, but we never expected them to attack. And we were very wrong. And we paid for it with this. And he just gestures to the house. Or gestures to the church being burnt down as it is. This is what's left of the church here. There's nothing really left of the house. Just burnt timbers and ash.
Given the state of things in the other cities, I can't imagine your businesses have done too well during this as well.
Ooh. DM, would I be honest? DM, would I be honest about what's going on right now? Because,
Humble
Pretty sure
yourself.
that face will give that away.
Do
Has
you
it-
think you would be honest?
has anyone ever seen Lord of War?
Ages ago.
Well, I would say some of my original businesses aren't doing too well. Arms
But
manufacturer is doing wonderful.
there it is. I knew you wouldn't let money escape you.
Well,
But one can assume any resources that we did have outside of our own are quite dried up or acquired.
well, when I came back, I was able to convince some of the noble houses of the importance of myself, and I was able to reestablish my grip on the money that I had. I sent for my own bank, and I've done quite well, especially seeing as probably half of the money in there is actually
Oh
mine.
no. I completely
Yes.
forgot. All of my money is still in Elatime.
Well, if it's still in Eldheim, then you don't have any money.
Oh, it's in Harley's old house. Oh no.
Well, I mean, we still have a war chest in a way through my bank. Basically, I increased my fortunes by quite a lot by arming all of the houses of the nobility. And yeah, basically, war's been good for business.
And what about my fortunes, William? What about my fortunes? What about
I
all of my money? I had like 16,000 platinum saved up for a special occasion just like this, and now it's stuck in a dead woman's cellar with a probably dead elephant man.
Oh, yes.
That seems oddly specific and terrifying at the same time.
Oh, Grumsh, give me strength. Everything is bad.
everything's at first he's like,
Isaac just looks up at the sky and just like, Grumsh, don't give him strength. Please give him patience. If you give him strength, we're gonna be in a fucked situation.
Some things never change. So where do we start?
DM, please tell me at least my Banog and my 2 dragon buddies are still alive.
Your Bannog is with you.
Oh, good.
That's
You have not
noticeable.
heard. You have not heard back from Ialdriat, and you have not heard from Mr. Incognito.
Well, you know, 1 out of 3 isn't too bad.
I'm sure Barney's found a way to skedaddle.
Probably leave the pixie out to die.
So where do we start?
Somewhere there's not a ruin of a town, at least.
I then speaks up from Hunt. I have to ask.
Oh,
Um,
there you are.
by any chance, is the Kistam family still around? And at this point, I'm gonna let the DM take back over Wilhelm, because switching back and forth gives me such a big headache. I can't imagine what it's like running multiple characters floating.
I was gonna drag Thend into the conversation if you weren't.
Wilhelm thinks a bit, and then last I heard, Yes, there's about 10 houses left. I mean, last I heard.
And how long ago was that?
I would say 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Oh. How often are you in touch with them? I'd really like to get back in touch with the head of my household, or at least the person who I work for.
I don't go out of my way to reach out to them. I just wanted to know the head count of the family.
Kartak, since
Hello?
since your explanation, there's something that just hasn't quite set right with me. Why would the church suddenly decide to ally itself with the undead? That they would balk at the desecration of human remains, that human supremacy is their core tenets, and the Inquisitors would not fight alongside of the undead. What happened? What changed?
Kartag, you would have heard that Ars Malor has been reincarnated. That they found the true prophet.
Well, you see, here's the thing. They apparently found the true prophet, and Asmala is back walking around, so I don't really think their rules really mean much anymore. The good thing is, that gives me something to kill.
You and me both.
No, that gives me something to kill.
At least you're gonna shrug like, depends on who gets to him first. If I
Me.
find him, I will absolutely drive my blade through his heart.
No, 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 no. I mean, you can try. If you do, by some miracle, manage to land the final blow on him, I'll just kill you, and then at least I can say I killed the guy who killed Asmala. That's a little bit of a flex. I'd rather have the whole thing, but who knows what'll happen.
Who knows indeed.
My concerns are with how we stop Alifa.
Obviously, we need to unite with the nobles. They would know more about what's going on. They'd probably be able to point us in the right direction. This Lifa you're so concerned about. Maybe we could solve that issue.
Not the easiest of things, most likely. And apparently she's not even the real one, so big enough of an issue without it being overly complicated. That's right, Kartog. There were some things that we learned along our week of time
Isaac kind of looks to Noman. It's like hesitantly wanting him not to say anything about it, but knowing Noman full well, Noman doesn't care.
Not when it comes to Leafa. Death to her. Although it is a bit confusing now.
I just
But-
realized,
Mhm.
does Thin know that Leaf and Sortiara are the same person?
Not yet. I don't think we've mentioned.
I don't think so either.
Is he going to say something? I missed.
Yeah, no, I'm just typing in Discord.
Oh. But yeah, Noman, if no one else is going to chime in for details, then Noman would be kind of explaining what we went through in that, or what we've learned in that week span there about yeah, at least just about Leafa. He would look over towards Isa and kind of gauge to see if he was willing to share himself about anything further for his story. And if he wasn't, then he wasn't gonna quite illustrate any of that.
Yeah, Isa would kind of give you a look of like he definitely doesn't want, like that's something that he definitely doesn't want fully aired out to the group. Especially since he now doesn't trust all of you all that well anymore.
What? Nah.
Oh no, you're included, bitch. Yeah, he definitely is hesitant and doesn't want to say anything more about it.
So Newman will dance around some of those details to avoid Isa's feelings and help get him updated. But I would say we already knew that Leaf and Sortiara were the same person before we went over to Barovia, right? So I guess if it came up in like how he was explaining it, then he would say, Leafa, Sortiara, interchangeably during the conversation, if that helps for Thend.
The person that's taken over Elidheim is both this Leafa and Sortiara.
They are more or less one and the same.
But she's not the real Leafa.
That
So
one is yet unknown. Where she is.
This is a very confusing story. I mean, obviously it's not just a story, but But why would she desire to take over Elidheim? What's her goal? Do any of you know that? There's always a reason.
It's at
That's
this
what-
point you hear Love kind of chime in. Why wouldn't you take Eldheim? It's the capital, has the most people, the most security. The only place that can teleport out cannot teleport in.
Yes, but I mean, before that, what's her end goal with? I mean, they obviously haven't just taken Eldheim; they've taken half the continent.
No one just looks over at Isa.
He's got like a little bit of a grimace going on his face.
I mean, tactically, it's a great decision for warfare, but unless there's a reason for the war, there's no reason to take it. She must be doing something or attempting to do something.
Who's to say she hasn't done it already?
This is true.
She looks at all of you. I know that you all suspect me. I don't feel comfortable knowing that I look like this woman that I've been told is my mother. I can't tell you what she's going to do because I don't know. But if I were her, I would want to take Eldheim, become its ruler. Nobody's going to stop you if you own everything. If you have a god on your side.
A god on your side. What do you mean by that?
The church is God.
And she
Essentially a
nods.
vessel that she stays with.
You can conquer the world that way. Sometimes you don't need to have a reason to do it. You just want to. Not everything has to have a purpose.
I guess our way of thinking is just too different. I just don't understand that style of thought.
Because you have a conscience.
Surely there's some reason, whether it be domination. I have to know.
Question is where do we go from here? This William fellow and Mr. I think Kartog was it?
Wilhelm. My name is not William. Please don't call me that again.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Wilhelm, do you have any idea where we should go from here? You all have the most information. You have more of a grasp on the situation. Is there something we could actually do?
Right now? No? There's...
Oliver.
There he is.
The sun is setting. I wouldn't recommend going out at night unless you have holy magic on your side. And judging by our penchant for non-holy things, he kind of smirks a little bit. I don't think any of us can cast radiant magic. And then he turns and looks over at Arthos.
I mean, he's obviously a paladin, though.
Radiant magic isn't quite as difficult for us as you may think.
Can do it to some extent.
It may take some time, but I could teach you all some semblances of arcane radiance.
You see Wilhelm kind of sneer a little bit. No, I think I'm good.
Then and they're like, "Oh, arcane magic? That sounds like it'd be wonderful to have."
Mm.
I'm surprised, Wilhelm, you were so eager to learn from me before.
I have a thing with radiant magic, you know. I'm a vampire. It's not a thing that really works well together.
Why are there so many vampires in your group?
Yeah, you're that's interesting. There's more of... There's more.
We are vampires, as Isa points back and forth between Wilhelm and himself.
So
Different origins, though.
and two vampires, a raven. Okay, got it. Just, checking in. Thank you. He goes quiet again.
I'm just a regular human.
I do want to
Oh,
speak about
you're
that.
just a human?
Yeah, Thin just raises his hand and says that I'm just a human.
Eris's face. Eris's face just tries to hide this little bit of disgust. You being a human.
I do want to bring that up. Why is Noman a bird person now?
Oh, yes.
Well, you see, when a mommy bird and a daddy bird.
Disintegrate.
How'd you go from being a leather man to a bird person?
That,
A leather man.
not too terribly difficult of a story, but there were some people there that had this ability, and I chose to request to join that. I actually had forgotten that that this was still this form. I
How'd
should
you
also
forget that you're a bird person?
I mean, this is the first time that I've
That's like me
done
forgetting
this.
I'm an orc.
This is just the first time that I've transformed, and it just feels so different. I should also apologize to you. Now 2 years ago, had claimed that Wilhelm's love was lying about what she had seen. And Noman will try to change back to his normal self, but not put up any forms.
Wait, you're going like full, like gross Noman?
Yeah,
Okay.
might as well. Mm-hmm. And
What is that?
Oh god, you look like you took a bit of acid bath.
No, this
And then
is
washed
just
it
what I
off
look
with
like.
some gravel and salt.
I was gonna say he looks like a walking ball sack.
Looked like he dipped his face in a bowl of accidents.
I'm twin spelling disintegrate.
Counterspell.
Counterspell the
Counterspell, yeah.
And then I will counterspell the counterspell that counterspelled.
You know what? I'm punching you in the face too. Come here.
My AC went up, bitch.
Not high enough.
It won't be. Yeah, you'll get a net 20 on it, I'm sure. Anyway, so yeah, Noman goes full Noman, and it's like, yep, this is what Lifa had or Sartiara had me turn into. This was courtesy of her long ago. That was what we were unlocking before this excursion.
Ew.
Well, if we're not leaving here for the night, Isa, I would actually be very interested in learning this radiant magic.
Man, you know what I haven't done in like
He's gonna walk
months?
over to him.
I haven't taken anything out of my bag of random items in like
Oh hell!
Shit. Here we go again.
4 months. Now seems like a really good time.
While he's doing that, Isa looks to Thin. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I just need a few moments to talk to Love privately.
That's fine with me.
Thank you. And he'll turn to Love. Let's speak outside.
I'm sorry, what were you doing?
Asking Love to speak with her outside privately.
You're gonna speak to...
Love.
Okay. Yes.
Well, first, and like before he even like starts, he just pulls her into a hug. I'm glad you're safe.
She hugs you back. Wilhelm wasn't going to hurt me. I hope you know that.
Well, due to recent events, it's gotten a bit difficult to exactly trust what he can and can't do. I don't really know what I would have done if he had hurt you or put you in danger.
she kind of just places her hand on your shoulder and just kind of gives you like a little pat. It's like very awkward.
And he kind of like laughs a bit in a lighthearted way. I understand if everything that's kind of happened between you and I as of recently have been very fast and a bit awkward and really unprecedented. One day you were a child and I had to speak to you like you were a child, and the next day I having to talk to you like a full-grown woman. It's kind of throwing me for a loop.
I would say that I'm sorry for you, but I'm not. I'm happy to not be a child. Happy to be treated with respect.
It certainly makes it easier on me, at least now. But I learned a few things before we'd gotten here, before we left Barovia. Do you really know who or what Sortiara is? What you are?
I don't know exactly what I am. All I know is I was with my aunt, or the woman, I suppose, that was called my aunt. And she sent me off with Wilhelm and the others, and that's it. I don't remember anything before that. I said I was an orphan.
Do you ever get strange dreams or visions sometimes that you don't understand?
No.
Well, you're certainly luckier than I am, that's for sure. Since you are a woman, I feel it's best to tell you the truth that I unfortunately had to find out abruptly.
Oh, don't worry, I know about the birds and the bees. Wilhelm taught me about them.
No, not the birds and the... Wilhelm what? Actually, no, we'll address that another time. The actual truth that I wanted to talk about, as Isa makes a mental note to punch Wilhelm another time at some point. Neither of us are who we really are. And as vague and cryptic as that sounds, it's hard enough trying to even find a way to justify or rationalize it. But we are clones of a sort. The both of us.
What do you mean by clone?
I'm not Isa, but I am at the same time. The original me lived a long, long time ago. And so did you. The Isa I once was loved and cared for the Sortiara that you once were. And in some, whether it was a gesture of grief or fighting against the cruelty of fate, the Sortiara that you once were intended to find a way to bring the both of us back so we could stay together. I'm not sure on the entirety of the specifics, but she found a way for me to be reincarnated. And you are a creation, intended to be an exact replica of her. She had me believe that you were my daughter this whole time. So I treated you like a daughter, which is why it makes it even more awkward to know that really you aren't, and the situation just gets more complicated from there.
Well, if I were her, I would make you believe that I was your daughter too. Make sure that you don't kill me.
Can't speak on her intentions for anything, but all I know is, or at least all I believe, is that I loved Sortiara, and I still do. And whether you are that Sortiara or she is that Sortiara, my mind can't. It does its best to process it all, but the way I felt before, even now over whatever countless amount of reincarnations, I believe I still feel the same.
I just need to know.
What did she say?
Is that love? Is that love that you have for her enough to make you turn your back on the others?
I don't know, but I'm starting to get the feel that if I have even a semblance of love for her, regardless, I'll be at odds with the rest in the end. I as stupid as it is, I still want to find a way for me to love Sortiara and for me to be able to ease the past pain that she may have caused to everyone. I don't know what that means, and I don't know what it looks like, but I'm a doctor to my core. What I want to do is help people. Sortiara and you know that more than anyone, I suppose. Even if it's to my own detriment, as foolish as either of you might say it is.
It is foolish. I will admit that. But you know what you want. I just hope that you can figure out where your heart truly lies before it's too late. And she kind of gestures over towards the others. They're good people.
I might not go that far.
They've taken care of me this entire time. Knowing what I am. They could have killed me. They had plenty of opportunities. Wilhelm could have killed me. And he didn't. I can't say the same for Lefa. Sortiara, whatever you want to call her. Because looking at Wilhelm with Jezebel, I can see that he genuinely loves her. He obviously told me about them, about his journey to regaining her. That's love. Whatever Lefa's doing. You need to question whether that is love or obsession.
I suppose that was all I need to hear to figure out what resolve I needed. What about you?
What about me?
Surely you have some motivation or aspiration in all of this.
I was a child. Not even 3 weeks ago. I think I have a lot of catching up to do before I worry about my future. A future that, at this point in time, is not guaranteed.
Well, how about this? We make a deal. I can help make sure to keep you alive until you find out what you want your future to look like.
And
And you stay with us. When I have to make the decisions that need to be made, I may need to rely on you for support.
she stares at you. It's silent. And then she nods. That sounds like a good deal. We should probably mingle with the others before they think we're plotting against them.
Even if they thought that, I doubt they'd think I'm any threat to them.
And she kind of gives that, like, you're right, kind of shrug.
He kind of gives like a comically annoyed look that she actually agreed with. Let's get to the group.
Everybody else, what were you doing while they were having this conversation?
Ben was listening through the wall.
Pretty sure Noman would have been curious if there was food around.
I be creeping in your bushes, looking in your windows.
I am in your walls. I am in your walls.
Can I put my balls in your jaw?
Shut the fuck up.
I forgot about that. Actually, Finn probably wouldn't have been doing much of anything. He'd probably been trying to think of a plan so he can get back to the noble house he works for. He's got people to check up on. But he's realizing he'd have to fight his way through enemy territory probably to get there. What about everybody else?
Arthos, Noman, Eros.
Noman's mind is on food. Don't know if there's any around.
What time of day is it, and how long has it been since breakfast?
It is sun setting.
Okay, so we've pretty much been all day without food except for breakfast.
For you guys, time has passed, but it's still only been a couple of hours for you guys since you woke up. Traveling hasn't. You don't go through the traveling. It was just like a magical thing.
Yeah, our
Arthos has got a lot on his
schedule's
mind,
really
so I
off.
think if Noman just kind of wanders off, he's probably just going to follow Noman it's almost automatically because he's got stuff on his mind.
Just kind of whisper, Noman, you look like a snack.
No, I'm not.
I
the
just
bar.
follow them playing romantic music behind them.
Wait a minute.
There it is.
Damn.
This is the night.
Yeah.
As the sun is setting, you guys can see. Oh my god, okay.
Okay, I'm glad she said a sock because that's not what I heard the first time.
I heard
I
two
heard
different
a
things.
duck, so
That's three different things.
As her father, I cried.
No,
she's not so happy when she said it.
goodness gracious. As the sun is now setting, you guys can see through the holes in the walls and the hole in the roof. Looking out at the street, you see the lampposts begin to illuminate in what would normally be a soft yellow glow. It's almost a very eerie, sickly green. And from outside, you hear just kind of groaning sound.
Hmm.
You can see the doors beginning to open and the people slowly making their way out. And they're kind of swaying gently, walking mindlessly. And they all head towards the church.
No, I thought Barovia was depressing, but this, kind of matches.
Missed 2 years and takes a bit out of a place.
So it wasn't always like this.
Hmm. Apparently it has been for quite a while here, but can probably expect other parts of our land to not be too different.
At one time, this place, I would bet, would have been beautiful.
Well,
Now I just don't want to be here anymore. This is Thin looking out the window.
So you left Barovia where you did not want to be, and now you're back home where you do not want to be.
No, I want to be at Elidheim, without the whole Sortiara thing. That's where I want to be.
Leafa.
They're the
Leafa?
one and the same.
They're not.
They're not the same.
Leaf is not the person I used to know. And Isaac takes a heavy breath before looking to specifically to Wilhelm, Arthos, and Noman. Leafa needs to be stopped.
Agreed.
I want to. As someone who has fought that hard against it, that just sounds sus to me.
Is his heart in that statement?
Yeah, I want to see if he's lying.
Yeah, go ahead, roll insight.
A 2.
Yeah,
A
that's what I'm
3?
expecting. No, it was a 2. You called
Oh my
it.
god.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Can I
Damn, you had to
kind
say
of
something, didn't you?
can I kind of narrate what he kind of feels? Being?
Go ahead.
So, fuck you, Noman. So for
You can roll
Arthos,
against me.
nothing. It's hard to get a grasp on like what he's really feeling, and it might just be the height of the emotions of the situation and where they had just come from. Because I mean, you've seen clearly there's been quite a stark difference from pre Barovia Isa and post Barovia Isa. So it's just hard to get a feel on where exactly that statement lies. Nomen, it definitely sounds like something that seems genuine.
Hmm. Good to hear.
What changed your mind?
Can only justify so much. I wanted the person who I thought to be Sortiara to be the same person that I remember being loving and caring. But this, he kind of like looks around, gesturing to the ruins that they're currently in. There's no love in this. I still have hope that maybe I can do something to change that, but it has to end.
Her only pitiable quality that I can tell is she may not. I don't know if she knows that she's not original, but it's the fact that she was created for some reason, just as others have been.
I think she may know, or else she wouldn't have sent me to Barovia to find out the truth. I don't know if that's a small semblance of the original her trying to help me to stop what she's going to do, or if it's one of the few gestures of the past that we had that she could give. I won't presume to say I know what exactly it was. I know you all have your history with Lifa, and so do I. Want you to know that the person that I've known this whole time, she wouldn't have done those things to you all. At least, not without reason. Real reason.
Noman's mind is just. Good.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Noman's mind is just going to the vision that we had in the Amber Temple of just replaying that moment of what she was saying that she would do. So he's a
flashbacks
you
of
know
the mutilation.
yeah.
And I just mine is just like going kind of back to that same thing that Noman was saying about just that moment of when she said that she'd do anything to keep him and her together.
Anything.
Maybe she's
Right.
already done it.
But it's at this point that you can see, you hear the kind of groaning sound get a little louder, to the point where it's very noticeable. It's kind of just this hum. And then that glowing begins to kind of pulsate. Until you see it growing, not from the lampposts, but from the church itself. The light is now filtering out from the holes in the structure. And the groaning stops.
Arthos would like to take a peek outside to see what's going on.
You look outside and you can see that there's just this green light that's pulsating from the church. You don't see any of the people anymore.
So the church we're standing in is sending out this green pulse of energy.
You're not standing in the church, you're standing in Wilhelm's home.
Oh, we're standing in Wilhelm's home. I thought we were in.
Yeah, we're standing in the big house. The church is in the middle.
Oh.
So, like, we're in the big house to the north.
So we're in the big house now?
Yeah,
We were
Isn't that
always
jail?
in the big house.
big house. Some of y'all belong in the big house.
How dare you?
I dare.
Arthos is gonna look to Kartag and Wilhelm. You've at least been here 2 weeks. What the fuck is going on over there at the church?
Neither of you have bothered to investigate it.
You know, we just thought it was a funny green light going on, and didn't really think to look further into it.
Really? You've been staying here for 2 weeks and you thought not once to look and see what the fuck was going on.
And Wilhelm goes, well, I'm not really much of a frontline fighter kind of person anymore.
And unlike you guys, we have the common sense not to go and investigate every small weird occurrence that seems to happen.
Exactly.
See, me and Wilhelm, we're the smart ones.
See?
That's
He
why
understands.
we're still alive.
About
Well,
as smart as rocks rolling down.
sort of alive.
And they say that the smart one, Arthos just slowly raises a single eyebrow at the smart ones.
Oh yeah, Eyes is definitely following that eyebrow raise. Like, are you sure about that?
Have you ever heard of the saying, not my circus, not my monkeys?
I, for some reason, resent that. I'm not sure why.
Wilhelm, isn't this your home? And never once you've been curious about your home.
I know that the people are cursed. The people who helped turn against me with the church. So, no, I think everything's fine here.
That is comforting.
It's like it's balanced. It's perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Who's looking out right now?
Arthos is still by the window.
Isa is also looking out.
Or I guess not even a window, maybe just a hole in the wall.
Yeah. So, just Arthos and Isa?
And Thinned.
Yeah. Eris is curious.
Also Thinned. I gotta make sure you heard it that time, because Dinky shouted.
She was trying to cut you off, bro.
Yeah. She didn't want to hear that bullshit.
Don't do it! Don't do it!
All right, I am now logging out as William. I am logging back in as Thind. I just knew what he would say to that, so I had to log in for that.
Damn it, it all could have been so easy. He could have done some fucked up shit, and Isaac could have chucked him out. Then you
Whoever's
wouldn't have-
looking out, can I get a wisdom save, please?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't have wisdom.
Let's see, because I got so much better.
I could have told you that one.
10 feet of Arthos, right?
He doesn't.
He doesn't have it anymore.
Oh,
And that, nope. Arthos doesn't have that anymore.
oh no.
15.
That's a
Fuck
6.
math.
It's a.
I'm gonna spend 6 luck points to make it at 18.
Okay.
I'm not gonna spend shit.
I can't finish it.
Arthos, as you're looking out, you feel this kind of an urge to get closer. And for a moment, you get a flashing image in your mind of Soren and a man you don't know who he is. He's tall. He's dark hair, pale. And he's wearing robes with the Church of Iron symbol on the front of it. And then you feel like something shunting you out. Eros, you feel almost the same thing, but instead you see your mother. You hear music. It's almost pulling you into the church, but you very quickly snap out of it, realizing you're nowhere near home. Isa, you're looking out and you see your mother. You can hear her crying. You hear the very faint sounds of a whip. And it's pulling you towards the church.
A baby truck?
Then
Baby truck?
Then you immediately see Brem. You can see her running into the church. And you hear her shouting, "Fend, come on."
Oh man.
Mom? And you can see like Isaac's like almost enraptured with this light, and it's like almost trying to like climb out of like the open like broken structure of the home to like kind of get closer outside towards the church.
Yeah, Den's gonna actually step. He was looking out the window. He's actually just gonna vault over it and start going in that direction.
Oh, look at him go. He's running into the church.
I have a question. Is this a charmed effect though?
Yes and no.
Could I use
That's
stillness? Could I use stillness of mind to end it?
You have a nat one.
Okay.
So that was a no.
Rejected.
My brother in Christ, you don't even realize you're being charmed right now.
Your entire being was so charmed.
I love how at this
Oh.
point the end all be all explanation for any kind of charmed effect is just yes and no, and that means whatever you're trying to do, fuck you, don't do it.
Arthur's just pissed because fuck Sword. He also sees Sten being an idiot and just you know what? Fuck it. I want to see what the church has got in store. So you-
That did not seem like a good vision. I mean,
What do you do?
enticing.
No.
What?
No, it did not seem like a good vision. I want to know what the fuck is going on in that church.
Vision?
Oh no.
Yeah, Oz is following Fend and getting out of the building and going towards the church.
Arthur's is gonna draw his blade and start walking towards the church.
You know, for someone so pretty, you're so stupid. And Eros will follow.
So let me just take count. So we have Fend, Isa, Arthos, and Eros going to the church.
Mm-hmm.
Kartak looks back to Noman and Wilhelm. So, what? Do I need to go and... I really don't want to go and check that church out. I'm not gonna lie to you both. Like, it
We
really
wanted-
seems like a whole lot of not my problem.
If we wanted this kind of fun, we could have stayed in Barovia.
I hire people for this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'll let someone else figure out what's going on over there.
If I hear a fight, I'll go. Until then, I'm just gonna stay here, I reckon.
If I hear a fight, I'm not going over there either.
Mm,
I'm not a good scrapping 2 stinking weeks. I don't care if it's against ghosts or what. If there's a fight happening, I'm going over there. Start getting rusty soon.
Gonna. Let's see. Can I. Damn it. Huh? Hmm. Noman will get frustrated and say, I guess curiosity will get to me this time. And he'll try to follow them out.
Good luck, Noman. Tell me how it goes.
Might be interesting.
Oh, if he's going, I might as well.
Does Noman have to roll now that he's outside looking that way?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
You gonna be okay here? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you've got Lux to look after you. She'll kick anything's ass, so...
Yeah, I'll be completely fine.
Righto. Let's go and see what all this kerfuffle's about then. Kartak will go outside and take a look, I suppose.
Do I roll with advantage if I have advantage on charm or frightened? Since it's yes and no for being a charmed.
Yes.
Okay. Eh. Could be worse. Could be better.
Oh yeah, yeah. Could be worse, couldn't it?
It's almost like you could roll a nat 1.
I've done that enough.
I'm just.
It's your turn.
I'm just checking a look to see if I have resistance or anything. I don't think I do if I'm not raging.
Let's see. Do I want to use points? I'll use 4 points to get it up to 18. Why not?
Yeah, no, I don't. Let me just go and make that wisdom check base. Isa was fine at a 15, right?
No.
No, Isa was not.
No, he was not.
Oh,
I couldn't remember, so I was just like, 18 sounds right.
yeah, I've got 45, I may as well use some.
What the fuck, man?
He has
He's
vehemently
not used them.
vehemently refuses to use it, even to his and our detriment.
I mean,
One second.
all good.
Listen, all I'm saying is there will be a point at some point where using 45 luck points, well, 41 now, but 45 luck
Nothing,
points will be important.
Yeah,
there's nothing that you can do that an entire 45 luck points would not be overkill.
can't solve.
I mean,
What
that's not
if-
entirely true. I mean, if you think about it, if he had to affect the roll of a monster, it's 3 points because it's the DM roll. And if they had rolled like super high, he could literally take 15 off of the roll.
At least he doesn't have to worry about concentration checks.
True.
Oh, roll concentration against.
What if I want to
60
add?
damage.
What if I want to add 40 to my weapon damage roll? You didn't think about that one, did you?
You can add the luck points to damage?
I don't know,
No,
but
you
we're gonna
cannot.
find
No.
out one day.
I was
No.
about to say, there's no
it's-
way in goddamn hell.
No, it is on in the section talking about it that you cannot add it to damage.
Correct.
Well, maybe I want to roll a 60 on to hit if I get a nat 20 one time. Who knows?
For what, Josh? For what?
Flex.
Look, ballin', but at what cost?
Kill a god.
What if I need to roll a strength check to kick a pixie, and I want to kick them really, really far?
So on to the church.
I mean, a pixie is considered tiny, so we're going to see if you can actually do that. But yeah, so let me get, where's this? Scrolly. You all
Oh, snap.
step into the church. You hear everybody chanting something. You're not able to pick up what it is. It seems like they're chanting it, but kind of one after the other, so it's just kind of like this jumbled mess. Everybody's rocking. Their eyes glowing that same green color. And standing...
We came in
Yes.
here.
Yes. And standing at the end of the altar,
Oh boy.
you see Arthos.
Wait, how did I get there?
Hey, what kind of a...
Double vision.
Hey, wait a minute. Do-
the dwarf.
DM, do I need to drop a token?
Yes, obviously.
I already had a token on the map. I was confused.
You are you.
No, I am you.
He is me. I am you.
God damn
Oh man, I'm about to whoop your ass.
All of them, the people there, they don't seem to acknowledge you. Arthos, standing at the altar. You
Are
seem-
we wearing the same outfit?
No.
Oh, okay.
He raises his hands, palms upward, and then turns them and kind of slowly lowers them down as if he's trying to quiet the room. And the chanting continues, but it's a lot quieter now. It's a very soft buzz. He addresses you all now as you step in.
Arthos is walking down the aisle to get closer.
I never thought that I would see you here. I thought this would be at the battle.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, well, we thought we'd come early and kick your ass, so we didn't have anything to worry about when the fight came along. That's a joke. We didn't realize there was going to be another Arthos in here, but I thought it was fitting.
Well, I can see you're traveling with those things. Arthos. Why? Why have you forsaken the church?
I will
Oh.
say this once, and I will emphatically say this one time. Fuck the church and everything about it.
Yeah, let's go.
He's gonna use the blade that he has in his hand and point at him. Well, you know my name. Who the fuck are you?
You don't know my name, Arthos. We were born together in the womb, and you don't know my name. We were raised together, and you don't know my name.
Brother.
I'd like to. I'd like to check see he lied because some of this shit don't make sense.
Okay, go ahead.
Brother, why you forsake me? Come back to me, brother.
Oh wow.
Arthur's getting more and more pissed the more he keeps talking.
Roll me a history check at advantage.
Is one of y'all gonna snap Isaac out of it or no?
Do we
you-
realize?
Isaac, you would just walk in and kind of sit down somewhere. You would just chant with everybody.
I'm adding points to that.
If he starts chanting the good word, then Noman will like,
Slap
what
piss
are you
out of him.
doing?
Kartag will walk up to
Yeah.
Isa if he sees him sit down and start chanting and just pick him up.
Not even
You
shake
know-
him out of it. Just pick him up and sling him over your shoulder.
Yeah, seeing that, I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and cast Greater Restoration.
Mm.
Hmm.
Try to snap him out of it.
Isa, you, in your mind, are reliving a moment where you saw your father almost beat your mother to death. Outwardly, you're sitting, chanting, but you're stuck in this loop, this crying and screaming, and you as a child wanting to try and help her. And as you see your father turning onto you, and he reaches to place his hand around your neck, a bright light hits you, and you wake up with Kartog holding you and arrows touching you.
What?
Oh, he's awake. Kartak just drops him.
Plop.
Eros helps him up. I
Thank-
don't think you should have been chanting. It didn't seem like the kind of crowd you would have wanted to be in.
Chanting. What are you? And he just now takes in the fact that he's in the church in a room full of entranced people chanting. What's going on here?
Family matters up ahead.
What family? Why are there two Arthoses?
I don't know, but I'm gonna kill one of them. Haven't quite decided which one yet, but you know.
Probably the one that we came with doesn't need to be killed.
Time will tell. Like, how do I know which one's the real Arthos?
I'm guessing the one that's dressed like the Arthos that we've been with this entire time.
You know,
You
that
can
does
see-
make sense.
You can see the Arthos that has been with you is wearing all black. And the Arthos across the room is wearing white.
God, this is such a Final Fantasy moment. Just fucking, you're in the darkness inside me.
I don't think this place is big enough for a sword that they would carry.
Damn, it's Arthos versus Zarthos.
Go for broke. Fight.
That's a deep Kingdom Hearts cut.
Arthos,
Jesus.
Do I recognize the one that's next to the
It's-
other person?
It's
you
Arthos
do.
versus Sorta.
Leaf is minion, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know her name is Winna. At least that's the name that she goes by.
Mm-hmm.
The other man, the other Arthos, he hasn't looked away from Arthos. And he can see that kind of glimmer, that glint in Arthos' eyes, that recognition. Arthos, you very briefly get memories of a child that you played with, but it wasn't for very long. He said that his name was Vincis. It's those moments of the two of you playing that kind of hits you real quick, and then you remember them taking him away. It just happened one night while the two of you were in the church.
Did he look like me as a kid?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna narrow his eyes and just look at him. Sorry, memory seems to be a little fuzzy. Spending weeks under the knife, getting mutilated probably will do some damage to your memory, wouldn't you say?
It would, and had I known, I would not have allowed it.
Hmm.
But I can see that.
And even knowing that, you still ally with the church.
The church has been good to me, Arthos. What they've done to
Princess,
you.
I thought we were friends.
What they've done to you. I can't imagine it, and I don't want to, honestly. It's not something nobody should have to go through.
Damn, I bet you'd be fine with it if it was an orc or an elf that was going through it, though, you church bastard fuck. Wow, every single word that you say is making me angrier and angrier.
He kind of leans just slightly to look over Arthos' shoulder. Please tell your thing to be silent.
As soon as he says thing, Kartak takes a javelin off from his back and fucking launches it at him.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not raging. Sorry.
Not yet, anyways.
That hits.
That'd be 6 piercing damage.
Yeah, so you see, Arthos, this, you feel it before you see it whoosh by your ear as a spear just comes flying, or a javelin comes flying right past you. And you see it plunge into Vince's shoulder. And he kind of like takes a breath and stumbles back.
And as he does, Arthos looks at him and says,
Uh-oh.
"That thing has a name. Kartar Kalpraznok, and you probably should remember it."
And he kind of coughs a bit, holding onto the javelin itself. I'm aware of who it is. The church refuses to acknowledge its existence. Or anything
He calls
like
me
it.
it one more time, I swear on my gods I'm gonna rip that man's arms off. Arthurs, keep your clone in check.
DM, who is this?
Sorry, repeat that?
Who is this right here?
That is someone named Winna.
Okay.
Also, DM, could you send me his name? I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Yes. Just gonna post it in
Thank you.
NPCs. It is Vincis. Vin if
Vincis?
you don't want to say the full thing.
I don't know why.
Yo, sis.
Put the skeletal horse with the nitrous on it.
I just noticed that. It's got it like.
Boy.
You missed it from last week?
if Tokyo Drift was about necromancers.
Yeah, he very slowly moves to stand. You see the woman reaching out, kind of placing her hands on his body. As she's turning, you know that her ears are cut and rounded. And she helps him stand and removes the javelin, dropping it at his feet. And you see her healing. And he stands straighter, kind of brushes his clothes off. I've been instructed not to harm any of you if I were to find you.
Instructed by who?
How kind of you.
By our god, Bryn.
Wow, that's crazy because, I haven't been instructed by anyone not to kill you or your girlfriend there. I also haven't been instructed not to kill any of your worshippers here, or to burn this church down, or to go and find your god and punch him in the face until he looks like a smashed cherry pie.
To be fair, Kartak, these aren't exactly willing participants.
What did you say the name of the god was? I don't think I quite heard you.
Who our god is?
Out of character, I swear I heard you say Bryn, and
Yeah,
I want
I
to make
heard
sure
that
that I'm
too.
not like.
She was saying.
I just want to
Bryn.
see if I'm like crazy or
No,
not.
no, he said
That was-
Bryn
like
to.
referring to, yeah.
Yeah, he was talking
Oh,
to
okay.
Isa.
Okay, I was very confused because I didn't realize he was talking to Eyes, and I'm like,
It's about to
wait, hold up,
be
like,
Office Space on Isa Day.
Honestly, that would have been the wildest
so
fucking
confused.
turn that Isa is actually the god you would have to kill.
Man, that would have been a bad day for Eyes standing next to us in Kartak.
He ain't Morgan Freeman.
Oh, Bryn's the god? Say less.
Wait
Right next to him too, just shank him in the neck.
Wait, stop! My AC is low. I cast teleport on myself.
So, Isa, now that you're getting closer, you are starting to recognize this person.
Oh, snap.
Is he the guy that she told me not to worry about?
Yep.
Oh no, don't worry, he's just a friend. The friend.
Actually, please tell me I was right. That'd be terrible.
No, you see her now, and she's looking at you, kind of almost embarrassed.
Like, embarrassed of me, or embarrassed that I see her?
Embarrassed that you see her.
Can I try to roll history to see who this is?
Yes.
I sense fuckery afoot.
While he's rolling, Arthos hasn't taken his eyes off of Ventus. So what exactly are you supposed to be doing here, then?
I'm trying to free everyone here of the curse placed upon them by the Drakenheart family. Nothing more.
Um, isn't that an orc sitting in the front row? Right there.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
a
he
half
turns
orc.
and looks, sees. Yeah, he turns and looks, sees that it's not all human, and looks back to Vin. Oh, and why would that be? It seems there are some savages and some beasts, and he says it very sardonically, like some savages and some beasts in the pews. Why would you want to save them?
We might not like lesser races, Arthos. But they are under control by something that they did not ask for. I have no intentions to kill them. No intentions to harm them.
Just trading one set of chains for another, is it?
What they choose to do with their lives after I free them is up to them.
Ventus, in the spirit of childhood friends, I'm going to say this, and I will give you one warning. Do not stand in my way. I am going to tear the church apart brick by brick. I will kill every worshiper, every follower. I will tear the head off of every upper level of church I can get my hands on, and when I meet their god, I will plunge my blade through his chest. You have one warning.
Actually,
Stay
I'm
the
gonna
fuck
be
out of my
doing that,
way.
and he can watch. But everything else he said is fine.
I get that satisfaction.
Semantics.
Isa, you're not entirely certain, but this seems to be someone that you recognize. Their hair is different, most definitely, but you know they are an elf. You recognize them as someone who had been
Oh dear.
a medic, someone who had grown fond of you. She had expressed fears of the church coming into Aes'Taldon. You remember the two of you sharing a kiss, and then Sortiara coming in and finding the two of you in a very compromising position.
Sweat.
The last thing you remember is shouting her name, Genevieve, before she was pulled out of the room.
Genevieve? Is that you?
She doesn't say anything. She keeps her head kind of down, her hand on Vince's chest.
Genevieve. It is you, isn't it?
She might go by Winner now. That's the name that I've heard.
Look at me.
And she looks at you. Hello, Bryn.
What are you doing?
I'm surviving.
You were afraid of the church, and now you're working for them.
I'm doing what I have to keep myself from being burned on a pyre. And Vince's places his hand onto Genevieve's and kind of pats it. And she lets go. Arthos. As I said, I have been instructed to leave you be. Leave your party be. At least until the final battle. And he raises his head. Just, don't ask me when it is, even I don't know. I'm given instructions. I am pointed in a direction, and I go.
Like a good little lapdog of the church. I was there at one point.
And he kind of just nods. Like a good lapdog of the church.
Well, that sounded almost begrudging.
No, not at all. I just have no need for... He kind of just gestures, kind of idly. Mudslinging. I'm speaking to you all with respect. Whether you choose to give me respect is up to you. I won't ask for it.
Anyone who allies themselves to the church will garner no respect from me.
Going to be honest with you, mate. In the last 20 minutes of conversation, you've called me that thing, it, them. Them's better than that thing or it, I suppose, but still, you've been very dehumanizing, and I know what you're going to say. You're not human. How could I dehumanize you? Shut the fuck up, pussy. I'll kill you. I'm just saying, you need to open your mind and your boundaries and understand that I'm a person just like you, even if I'm much more built than you and also green. If you maybe treat people different to you with respect rather than cutting off their ears and being racist, I wouldn't want to kill all of you, but here we are.
And you see Vince's... His eyes are still focused on Arthos. When it finishes speaking, would you care to speak alone, Arthos?
Right, that's it. I'm getting me axe.
I feel like Josh, the player, is so much greater a character than any one PC in this game. The past 2 sessions, his characters have been wilding out with that shit.
It's good to have Kartak back.
It's good to...
Fine. If you wish to talk, then let's talk. Kartag, if you'll indulge me, I don't care what you do later.
Alright, but if he tries to leave before, you know, I can cut him up in a church, please let me know. Because that sounds perfectly dramatic.
Arthur just looks back and gives you a nod. What? Will do. And Arthur's is going to gesture to Ventus to lead on.
He nods and takes a step forward. You see he's raising his hands to kind of show that he's unarmed and he means no harm. He turns towards Winna. I'll be fine. If not, you know what to do. But continue. Continue trying to free them, please. And she nods. He makes his way closer towards you, Arthos, and you can see that minus your obvious scars and whatnot, he's practically a spitting image of you.
Arthos will sheath his blade. And just kind of look him up and down. Well, if you wish to talk, let's find somewhere private. You seem to know this place better than I do.
He gestures out towards the front door. You can bring someone with you if you wish. I wouldn't blame you, though I do not doubt your power and strength.
No, I'm quite capable by myself. Come. And since he pointed out the door, Arthurs is going to go out the front door. As he passes by Kartag, he just looks at him. If we have to drag him back in here, we will. So we'll just be outside.
As soon as Arthos' brother, friend, clone, twin walks past, Kartak just gives him like a shit-eating grin. Can't wait until you come back, buddy.
Arthos. And I
Hmm?
reach out. Just be careful. And I cast Bardic Inspiration.
Arthos will give a nod. We'll be outside the door. We won't be too far. I can't tell which one is me. Is this one? I don't know who I am anymore.
Oh,
I can't tell
no.
which one's the real Alpha.
You should put a mark on your. Yeah, you have to put a mark on your.
Yeah.
I mark Vin.
Okay. I'm so confused.
Arthos, as you were walking out, you now realize that Thend is just kind of sitting there chanting.
I forgot the other one.
Yeah, Arthos just looks at Eros, then looks over at Then and just walks out the door.
Oh
Like,
no, I'm
yeah,
so sorry. Yeah, I got okay. Oh no, where is he? Oh god. Oh,
I don't
there
know
he
which
is.
one's him.
I've
Sorry.
said anything this whole time because I realized you guys forgot about me. And I'm like, yes.
Oh no.
Congratulations, Jar. You just had your Wes Norman moment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The difference is Thend is forgettable.
Hey,
No.
hold on.
Ooh, that's a spicy.
Mm-mm-mm.
Keep it up,
Something
Noman.
We
I'll learn.
literally left him on
Keep
the
it
other
up.
side of the map.
You keep it up. I'm gonna learn Blink just because of that.
Eros is going to like lean down to Then and put his hand on his face and cast Greater Restoration. I'm really, really sorry.
Wait, where am I? What are you sorry for?
Yeah, nothing then. Absolutely nothing. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What? Why am I kneeling
Um,
in a church?
You know what? Strange things happen when you leave Barovia, I heard. This is like, aftermath. You never know what happens when you leave Barovia. Ooh. But
Can I?
you're good now?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. And he stands up from the pew. It's just like I swore for a second I saw someone, but and he's looking around. He's like, but I I don't see them now.
Do you need help finding them?
Uh, no, it's someone who couldn't have been here anyways. I don't know what I was thinking. Must have
It's,
just been seeing things.
I'm telling you, it's the Barovia jet lag. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, so they will walk away.
What's his jet?
Barovia jet lag.
You know, I think I heard about a jet once. Barney told me about it. It's like a big carriage with wings, and it flies through the air.
Nonsense.
Barovia, very nice.
That sounds extremely interesting.
More insane than his toilet stories.
So he's gonna actually walk over so he can have listen to this conversation with Kartog. Like, so tell me more about this plane while they're out there having some important discussion. He doesn't even know Arthos is out there.
Oh,
Nope.
yes, no.
Go lean against this wall to try to listen in.
So the
No,
way he said it, it's like a really long carriage, and it can fit like hundreds of people, and they use it to go from place to place, but it doesn't go very short distances. It goes very far away, across the ocean and through the sky with wings, and it sounds magical, but he says there's no magic about it, and I think that's not true. There's definitely magic. How could it fly?
So you're saying without magic, a carriage that can hold hundreds or thousands of people.
Oh my god, then I was bullshitting you. It was a joke. Aha, funny. It's the weird church thing. Whatever was happening, it's a part of the church. There is no such thing as Barovia. I don't really know if that's true or not, but I was bullshitting you. Haha.
No, it's not about that. I'm talking with Kartog now. I want to know about this thing that this Barney told him about. This sounds interesting. I
He
mean,
also
birds can
told me
fly.
about a toilet. Now, this is an interesting one. It's like a latrine, but it has water inside, and it has a lever. And after you've done your business, you pull the lever, and the water goes out, and new water comes in. It's a self-cleaning latrine.
You know, this is gonna sound crazy, but I've seen something kind of like that. It wasn't so much a you press a lever and it goes away, but it had a constant stream of water flowing through it, and you just sat above it and used did your business and
This bitch talking
carry.
about a bidet.
No, I'm not. I'm actually talking about something that actually existed.
That's
you get a
called
little
a river.
Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
A little
It's
spritz on
called a
your-
river.
You just shat in a river.
No. He's shitting in an aqueduct before it gets to the peasants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That tasty brown water.
You're gonna need to stop this immediately. This conversation took a turn.
This
So
conversation took a dark turn.
I was waiting for Arthas to kick in.
So, Isa, Genevieve sees you approaching, but she's kind of flipping through a book, trying to ignore you.
Yeah, he's pretty much gonna step right in front of her and like softly put a hand like on hers and like stop her from flipping through the book.
Hi, Mommy.
Bryn,
I understand the need to survive. I get it, really. But don't address me so coldly.
would you prefer me to address you as my lord?
No, I want to address you like acknowledging the fact that we haven't seen each other in so long, and now I see you under the church's thumb. And you can't even address me as closely as we did before at all.
Bryn, you will never understand what I am having to go through. You might have been born impoverished, but you became somebody. Whatever you are currently, you're still human. I'll never be that. The way the world is now, if you don't try to fit in, they'll take you out into the square and they will kill you to make an example of you. It's not safe anymore. You can judge me all you want. I don't care. And I'm doing what I have to survive. If that means being under the church's thumb, then so be it. My job is to heal, and that's what I'm doing. I can't do that if I'm dead.
I'm not judging you. And we are trying to stop what the church is doing so that no one has to live like you had to. I won't presume to understand what you've been through, but all I can do is my best to work towards it never happening again. And I'm gonna have to do a lot of things that I thought were unthinkable for me before. And I don't want you to be caught in the middle of it.
I appreciate it, but I am caught in the middle of it. I chose my side.
I don't want to kill you. But we need to stop the church.
Then stop it.
He just has a saddened look on his face, and he kind of brings his hand uh, to her arm and to her shoulder, and it kind of holds like up towards her face for a moment before pulling away.
You immediately notice when you reach out to touch her that she flinches.
I'm going to save you.
I don't need saving, Bryn. I just need all of this to stop. Eris, can you roll me a perception check, please?
I'll add. My luck points are in my other character sheet. That's where they are. I'll add 4 luck points to that to make it at 15.
Alright. Arthos, when Vince's takes you outside, you can see that his expression hasn't changed. It's not it's not indifferent. It's kind of more somber. He looks like he has the weight of the world on his shoulders. I don't know how to begin this, Arthos. I suppose I could say sorry for what the church has done to you. I had only recently heard about it. I tried to find you, but nobody had seen you in nearly 2 years at this point. They assumed you were dead somewhere or fled. I don't want to I don't want there to be, or us to be at odds with one another. But I know that that's inevitable. And then he holds his hand out to kind of let you know that he's gonna reach into his pocket. And
He just gives a slight nod.
He pulls out a small little straw doll. Fits in the palm of his hand. You gave this to me on the last day we saw each other. The day you were chosen to be the next prophet.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
I kept this with me. Not to remember our friendship, but to remember the person that I once was. The person you once were. Ars
That
Malor
person which I am no longer.
Yes. Ars Malor has returned. It is him this time. It's not a false prophet. Not a ploy by the church. He has returned. He plans to destroy Aes'Taldon. Initially, he was tolerable of the other races. Would keep them as pets, if you will. But now we are we're getting rid of them. The church sees them as vermin now. No more important than an insect. I'm telling you this to warn you. To warn your friends. You can see it hurts him to say, to consider them as anything more than insects. You seem to be the only one who is willing to listen. And I want you to give them the chance to leave.
Arthos just gives him a deadpan smile. Like, it doesn't reach his eyes, but it's almost a grimace, but it's almost a grin. Leave? No, I don't think so. See, it's good that he has now reincarnated Ars Malor, and he spits on the ground when he says the name. It makes him easier to reach, and it makes him easier to kill. We're not leaving. I am not leaving. I meant what I said. I will destroy anything and everything that the church represents. So, there's one question that has been bugging me. Why let Leafa lead? Why is she raising undead? It makes no sense and goes against what the church initially stood for. It's one part I haven't quite figured out.
The church and Lifa are aligned only because of the fact that she can raise the dead, and she can raise many of them. Aside from that, she does not follow the church. She doesn't follow our doctrines. In fact, she hates them. But the church has influence, which is what she needs.
It makes no difference. She'll die as well. I'm not the child you remember. No, far from it. I think what might have been left of that child died on that table when she tore my chest open while I still lived. Ven,
Yes.
take this warning. If you get in my way, I will kill you. I wish not to, but if you follow the church, then you will leave me no choice.
And he nods. Unlike you, I have not lost faith in the church.
It's a shame then.
You can
Is
rest.
there anything else you wish to say?
No. That's all. You and yours can rest easy. As I said, I have no intention of bringing any harm onto any of you. I'm merely here for the people. Once I free them, I will leave.
And pray tell, where are you going after this?
Wherever it is our Lord wishes me to be, until I am called back for the war.
The next we will be his enemies.
And he nods and steps back inside the church. As he steps in, he looks over at you, Eros. Did you get everything you need out of that conversation?
Oh, sorry, are you speaking to me?
Yes.
I was just, having a good time. And he looks out at the people in the pews. Or are you still trying to talk to me? I'm sorry, I'm not exactly human, so I would not be a good person to talk to.
No, you're right. And he just kind of gives you a nod and makes his way over to the altar.
Oh,
And that's where
man,
we're gonna
really,
call session.
man, really sped up when he got to me, huh?
A bitch was tired of pressing buttons.
Yeah, whenever he passes by me, I literally look at him and then other Arthos because realize he doesn't know yet. And he's just gonna be like, "There's two of them."
Finn is really just trying to keep up.
Yeah, he's new here, man. You don't even know what's going
Okay,
on.
DM, I know you want to end the session here, but it might be a good idea to move him back to where he was before he teleported to the altar. Just saying. We
Attack him up.
we might be starting off strong next session.
So
Yeah,
does it-
Arthur gives Kartag a look and just gives him a nod.
Alright, so thank you guys for tuning in. You can catch us next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for the continuation of Aes'Taldon. Looking forward to seeing you then. Bye bye.
Ew.
Bye-bye.